What is up, everyone? Welcome to NoLife Gaming Podcast. We're a day late and $1 short today, but, you know, stuff happens. Stuff pops up. We had to push the show back a day. Do something about it. Remember, you can always head over to our website, nolife.digital, to make sure you stay updated on all the latest episodes of the NoLife Podcast. There's also a little tab right here. You can click that, but bada bing, and there you go. You can see all the episodes. There's also a little tab for gaming. If you want to see all of our gaming posts, gaming reviews, gaming videos, they're all consolidated here, as well as tech, media, and a blog section that I definitely plan to use a lot more. I haven't used it much, but I want to start using it a lot more. So hit us up, nolife.digital. Let's begin. What's up, fellas? What's going on?
Nah, the usual.
Have you guys been playing Call of Duty Blops 4?
Nah.
Nope.
Nah.
I figured
I'm not giving money to Activision, my bro.
I figured as much.
I hear good things. I hear that
Same.
it's like better than PUBG. It's better than those games, but battle royales are not my thing.
Well,
Hey, COD's not my thing, more importantly.
Yeah, no, God isn't either. If I want to play a first-person shooter, I will go towards the Halo.
But I respect it. Hey, if that takes over from PUBG and Fortnite, we'll see. But
I've been playing it since it came out. I'm a big Call of Duty fan. It's not the greatest series, especially lately, but I was super excited to see what Blackout's like, since I'm a big battle royale guy, and I fucking hate Fortnite. So any game that's like a battle royale with real guns and real tactics and stuff, then I'm excited. Now, I will say, this is the best Black Ops game that we've seen yet. This is one of the best Call of Duty games that we've seen yet. I think it's better than World War II, the last one that they released, which was pretty fun as well. This is the best one yet since Modern Warfare. But that, for me, is just on the actual COD experience, like the core multiplayer gameplay. Blackout, on the other hand, in my opinion, it doesn't quite work right. It's just... It's what you expect. It brings the same kind of fears that we had, that we expected it to suffer from. So you know how fast Call of Duty is? They don't change that in Blackout. So it's super duper quick kills and quick deaths, which is really frustrating because there's no time to really set up any sort of tactics. Now, squads is a lot better when you got 4 players, but any sort of duos or solos, I mean, I wouldn't even really recommend you play it, because it's just a gamble at that point. You know, it's really just a gamble. You can either sit outside the circle every time and kind of hide and maybe get 1 or 2 kills a game for, 45 minutes of gameplay, or you can try to really rack up kills and then die in the first 5 minutes. There's just no real way to sustainably stay alive in any sort of gunfight. As soon as someone locks their crosshairs on you, you're dead. And as soon as you lock your crosshairs on someone, they're dead. Where PUBG and even Fortnite, there's a little bit of health buffer. You know what I mean? Where you hit someone, and unless you hit him in the head with a sniper, there's a chance that they can get away and survive and put up a barrier or get behind something, and they can continue that battle. And that's what makes those firefights so much more fun in PUBG. Here, if I have a fucking any sort of, even a submachine gun, and I see you in the next building, and if my crosshairs get on you, you're dead. And that's a big problem for me in Blackout. I just don't think that the way that Call of Duty's gameplay works in this battle royale situation. Because as soon as you die, there's 5 minutes of loading, you know what I mean? Then you got to jump back into a game. Then you got to wait for the queue to start up. Then you get in, you play another 5 minutes, boom, you're shut out. You know what I mean?
So you heard it here first from all of us 6 months ago.
Yep, exactly.
What you're saying is it's like every other battle royale game.
Well,
but faster, so you die instantly.
Right, you're right. It's a lot faster.
To die faster.
This one's way more of a gamble. And I'm saying mostly just in solos and duos. Squads, there's a little bit more tactical advantage because now you have 4 players around you and you can kind of move as a squad, and that makes things a little bit more interesting. But solos and duos, which is what I love to play, it's just, it's like, submachine guns, you can kill someone across the map. You know what I mean? That's not okay. There needs to be some balancing going on. You're
addicted to it, aren't you?
I am. It is fun. It is
That
fun.
bullet drop.
But
Let's go back to Arma 4, boys.
I'm playing a lot more just core
dropping?
I'm playing a lot more core multiplayer than I am Blackout. If I want to play Blackout, I'll hop in squads sometimes. But and I will say too, it is way more fluid than Fortnite or PUBG. Like, it does feel great.
It looks like it, yeah.
It handles great. The guns feel great. The way that they kind of optimize the loot system feels great. It's great.
So you mean they actually optimized it?
Yeah. I don't know how it runs on console, though. I have no idea how it runs on console.
That's why Fortnite did so good. It's because it ran good. Right. It ran way better than PUBG, and it was free. So
expect.
How's PUBG doing on Xbox still with the?
Oh, I don't even know. Actually,
it is doing better. It is it's finally doing better, but it's doing better too late.
I need to go back and see how that's doing. But
like
if you can imagine PUBG, but with
PUBG
Fortnite gameplay, that's kind of what Blackout is.
So do you think that like, I know the Battle Royale craze was like really high, PUBG coming out first, and then Fortnite like took everything by storm, and now Call of Duty's getting in the mix. Do you think we're finally hitting that point where like the saturation, we're going to start to see the Battle Royales kind of drop off?
No.
Not so many coming out because there's already better ones?
No, I think so, because I mean, it's like the meme that when memes hit YouTube, they die. Well, it just hit COD. Like, I can't think of a more meme than that. So like, or like YouTube, like AAA type thing like that than that.
I'm just saying, wait until the next Halo game comes out and there's a Halo Battle Royale.
No, I'm thinking wait till fucking Battlefield's Battle Royale.
Yeah, I'm the only Battle Royale I'd be excited for is Arma 4, if Arma 4 ever comes.
Dude, I'm telling you, Splatoon Battle Royale.
I'd be down, dude.
I would actually play that. I'm not lying.
I'd be more down for Splatoon, to be honest, because it'd be fast. Because that was the other thing that Fortnite had going for it, was it used to be fast. Now it's just build.
It would be fast, and because it's Splatoon and because of the things that Splatoon did for the creativity they took with like the whole idea of like a shooting. Like, well, it's a third-person shooter, but still. Like, I would actually be interested to see what kind of innovation they would bring to the Battle Royale format.
It would have to be completely different.
Yeah.
Oh no, it would totally be completely different, and that's why I would be interested in it.
Yeah.
I don't think Blackout mode is gonna hit its peak anytime soon, though, to be honest.
I don't think so either.
I think give it about 6 to 8 months. I would not surprise me if Blackout mode is free to play.
Which would be interesting.
Huge, massive multiplayer.
It's just like a separate download.
Yeah. Like, I could see that happening. Because, I mean, Black Ops obviously is going to make a hell of a lot of money. It's COD. It always does.
Yeah.
Does it have a ton of microtransactions?
No.
I totally see that. I can totally see that happening, and them adding skins with their patented skin to win system.
I haven't been bombarded by anything either about microtransactions, so I haven't really seen anything with that.
That's good.
Yeah, so
I think part of that is because it's not the core, like it's not the core mode of the game.
Yeah.
So they don't need to rely so much on microtransactions to make a profit with it, like Fortnite,
right?
Like, you know, some of these other games. But if they do release it as a free component, then I could easily see the microtransactions being ratched hard.
Yeah, but then it would be justified, at least.
Oh yeah, and of course. And you know, you already have the people who bought the base game that can still play because they have like 6 to 8 months already invested in it.
Right, and maybe give them, you know, whatever skins, or, you know, they get the season pass or whatever.
Yeah, they get the day one early adopter bonus or whatever.
And I will say Blackout doesn't feel like it's a tacked on mode either. Like, it does feel like they spent good time like crafting the map and making sure that the weapons available are the right kind of weapons. Just to me, right now playing it, it just seems like it's just a little bit too much of a gamble. I think they need to make the health buffer a little bit different, where the kills just aren't so fast. Like I said, the fact that you can kill someone across the map with a submachine gun, which at a crazy rate of fire is a little wild. But there is a little bit of a bullet drop, which I was worried about as well, because we haven't really seen that in Call of Duty. There is a sniper bullet drop. If you're shooting a submachine gun literally across the map, you will see, you will drop bullets. So you have to.
I think on the same place. I know that I saw some footage of it, and I think it's the only battle royale game on the market that I know of that allows you to heal and move at the same time.
Yes, that it does.
A big thing.
Yeah, that plays into the way that it plays, and that does help out with that sort of fast rate of fire. But the problem is, once you lock in, if there's a 1v1 sort of gunfight, once you lock in, there's just no time to get that heal on. You know what I mean? So that rate of fire is so fast on these guns that it's just like, you're done. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you factor in the 10 tick net code and how basically the lowest sort of net code basically wins that firefight. It just becomes a little bit frustrating when you get into those 1v1 battles. And that's really about it. But I think a lot of people are really enjoying it. A lot of people who like Fortnite and PUBG really are enjoying this game. I personally still don't really know if I prefer this or PUBG yet. I really want to see what Battlefield has to offer. I think that one's going to be the one for me, at least. But I am having fun with it. I am slightly addicted to it, and I do really, really enjoy the core multiplayer. It's super tight, super just this is the best that Call of Duty has to offer. You know what I mean? The way that the maps are constructed, the way that the guns they've done a really good job on that aspect. Blackout still needs a little bit of work, in my opinion.
So with that net code, it's essentially Google Fiber pay to win.
No, it's the worst net code gets the win. So
is it
better
really the worst net code?
Yeah, and it's the way that they all kind of work.
It's so bad.
I know. I don't exactly know how that works.
Yeah, that sounds like something Nintendo would do.
Yeah, I don't know how it works like in the code. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how it scientifically works. But essentially, if you are fighting someone who has a worse net code than you, then that person will always get the jump on you. They'll always have that higher advantage because they don't want people who have better internet to have any advantage. So they leverage everyone up to the worst sort of net code possible.
All right, so this game is best played on dial-up.
Well, I want to test that out. I actually want to see if it's better or worse on Wi-Fi.
Grab that old AOL, man.
I have the gigabit Ethernet plugged in, and I kind of want to pop in the Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi router and see if that makes me any better.
Get that charter internet. Let's go.
But it's fun. It is fun, and I am excited to see another Battle Royale pop in because I am a fan of this trend. I can't wait to see what Battlefield has to offer because it just shows that like I loved PUBG so much, but when you give it to a AAA developer who has the money and resources to develop it correctly and optimize it, then the experience becomes just so much better. And unfortunately for Blackout, it's not quite there, but it does feel way better than PUBG. And I want to see what it's like on console. All right, moving on. Anyone else playing anything?
Just the World of Warcraft rant.
Oh, Mario Party. Kate's been playing tons of Mario Party. Have you been playing that, Doobie?
I have not. I have some friends, I think. Because I don't have friends. And there's no online.
I know.
He's honest.
How is there no online?
Yeah,
Well, okay, there is online, but it's like a specific mode of only minigames. I think.
No, there's no online. There's no Mario Party.
You can't just play Mario Party online now that the online service is out. Like,
I haven't even bought the online services yet because I refuse to buy it until I desperately need it, aka Smash Brothers. So I'm not buying online until December.
Shame, Nintendo.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I am a huge Nintendo fan, and I am not afraid to critique them.
No, I know.
I think Super Mario Party it's the reboot for the franchise that it did need because the last Mario Party was trash. So I can understand why they didn't go full steam ahead and implement all of the stuff. I wouldn't be surprised, similar to how the original Mario Party and then Mario Party 2 came out. Mario Party 2 was like infinitely better than the original Mario Party. I wouldn't be surprised when they eventually release Super Mario Party 2 that it will have online. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's only 4 boards right now, if they add like another 2 or 3 down the line as free LC like they like to do with all their other games. Splatoon, a couple other games they've done that with where they will release content over the next year. But I think that it's a good step in the right direction from everything I've seen. But it feels like a game that it's not a game I'm going to play by myself. I'm going to want friends in person to play.
Yeah.
At least until Super Mario Party 2 comes out, where we'll have online. But like, I got the dream where it's like classic boards come back, updated for the new game, and then like online play with boards with your friends.
Yeah,
it doesn't even have to be randoms. Just let me play with my friends.
I know. I don't know why they missed that out.
Quitters, then your friends suck.
Wait, let's get Kate's review. Kate, come here. I want to know your review on Mario Party.
This is Kate's first review on NoLife.
Your favorite things about it and the things you don't like about it. You have to talk into the mic. You have to talk loudly right here.
Can you just ask me questions and I'll answer?
What is your favorite thing about Mario Party, the new one on the Switch?
Specific questions.
Do you like the maps on Mario Party?
I wish there were more. There's only four maps or 5.
Okay.
Speak a little louder.
There's only 4. I can't hear anyone either. So
yeah. No, this.
Okay. The map you can unlock is the best one. The star doesn't move, but you have to apply much more strategy.
Yeah, there's like a gold map where like the star doesn't move, so you have to. There's little hidden spots that kind of kick you off the path.
Oh, and you can buy multiple stars on that map.
Okay.
What about the mini games? Are which ones? Do you like all of them so far, or are some of them stupid?
Most of them are good. Some of them are stupid. What was that really bad one we played? And you were like, "This is the worst mini game."
Yeah, some of the mini games are really, really dumb.
Still Mario Party.
I mean, it's Mario Party. They're not all.
Yeah.
Wayne's only played the game twice.
Yeah, I've only played twice. Kate was addicted to it.
I've accumulated 10+ hours.
How do you know?
Because I played at least 10 times, and they're all like an hour or an hour and a half.
Was it the whole idea of characters? You can relay this. The whole idea of characters having like specific roles, makes the game more strategic. What's her favorite character?
Yoshi.
Yoshi. Okay.
Yoshi.
This is Yoshi's move.
Okay.
She plays Yoshi on everything too, like fucking all of them.
That's because she's got good taste.
Everyone's favorite is Yoshi.
No, you play.
Yoshi's my dude.
I like Shy Guy.
Typical.
I can see that. I can see that.
Shy Guy.
This is the first game that you can play as Morty Mole, though.
Oh yeah.
Who?
Oh yeah,
the mole.
Little poop guy.
Oh, the mole. Oh, okay. Right,
Never been
right.
able to play as him in any other Nintendo.
Yeah.
Now.
I like the allies too. Was that always a thing? The allies?
No, allies are brand new, and I think it actually adds a really cool strategic aspect to the game.
Yeah. How many characters they have for this one?
A lot. I don't know the exact amount.
It's like maybe 14 or 15.
Yeah, there's definitely more than 10.
And there's also each character gets their own sort of dice. So like one character's dice will have all 4s, but like 1 0. Another character's dice will have maybe like an 8, but then like a -2 coin on it or a -2 roll on it. And you don't have to use those dice. You can still use the regular dice, or you can option to use the gamble dice.
And that's based off of that character?
Right. They all have different ones, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, people have already made tier lists about which characters are better because
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm already thinking about that in my head.
Who's the best one, you know?
I don't know off the top of my head which one's the best.
It seems like Wario has the most. He can move the most with his dice, which is what
Bowser has a huge one of the best rolls, but also one of the worst.
Yeah, but that's cool too. That adds a little bit to it. Some of the mini games are stupid, but
wait, do you play on hard or very hard?
No one's
I haven't played it.
Oh.
Yeah. So you are the resident Mario
I
expert.
I have watched people play it, and from what I've seen, when they played on very hard, it wasn't really that hard.
It gets pretty hard.
I've only played a couple times on very hard, but I did win one.
Yeah, because the classic used to be Mario Party 3 on very hard is the AI cheats really badly.
There's also they still have those stupid bonus stars at the end, which kind of
are dumb. One of them is who goes the least amount of spaces you get a star for. That's you get a star for sucking.
Yeah.
Good on Nintendo.
Yeah. So that needs to be fixed as well. That's kind of dumb that they have those stupid bonus. And like when you play 60 minutes, that's not enough time to rack up enough stars. You know what I mean?
Is there no option to turn that off?
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know.
Because I think the older games did have options where you could turn off bonus stars.
Maybe we gotta check that out. There probably is then.
But sometimes they could be a cool game changer, if it's a cool bonus star. Like,
if they're cool, but from what I've seen, like they're kind of random which ones get selected. Like the older games used to be like, all right, you got coin star,
right,
game star,
right,
and then what was it, happening star. Those were 3.
Yeah.
From this one, every game I've seen people play, the bonus stars at the end are different each time, and I don't really like that.
No, I don't either.
I wish they were static.
Yeah, so you know, like, I need to save my coins because I want the most coin star, or I need to make sure that I get those special event things so I can get the happening star. They do have an event star, but like you said, you don't know which bonus ones are being picked, so it kind of sucks. But it's Mario Party, and it gets heated. And that's always the fun. And that's always the fun with it.
It's the step in the right direction.
Last one we played, just so you know.
Wait, hold on. You're not done. One more thing. You have to rate it out of 10. Yeah. What is your rating?
Well, like, what's a 10?
Just speak into the mic.
Like 10 for me. Like, what's my favorite game?
Favorite game ever. Best game ever made is a 10. Worst game ever made is a 0.
It's a 10. There's things I would change about it, but I don't play a lot of games. I play like 2 games, Mario Kart and Mario Party.
A perfect game is a 10.
Okay, I give it like an 8.
Oh, okay. High score from a Mario Party expert.
You know, compared to the last couple of games in the series, I think a 7.5 or an 8 seems about fitting from what I've seen of the game.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Like I said, it's the step in the right direction that the franchise needed.
It's pretty fun. They do need to fix a lot of shit, in my opinion, but they need more.
It's not going to be the last Mario Party. I guarantee you that. They're going to make another one and improve upon it. So
they should have came out with like 8 boards. Like they need more boards. The boards are kind of small
at least boards you can unlock.
Yeah.
4 boards is kind of low.
Yeah, and they're small. They're not like crazy big, elaborate boards. They're kind of small. 50 space boards maybe.
Yeah, the game's also, I mean, it's slower because just, everything that's going on in the game. So I can see why, like, I think 15 turns takes like an hour.
Yeah. No, I think
it used to be like if you wanted to play for a long time, you would select 50 turns. I can only imagine that's a 5-hour game. 10
turns is an hour, they say. 15 is an hour and a half. And that's kind of what they say it goes by. So it's about right.
So, I mean, it kind of makes sense the boards are smaller at that point, because if they were bigger, then you wouldn't be hitting as many stars, and you would be spending an hour and a half, and it would be low star totals.
All right, before we move on to news, one last thing. I was currently, before the game died, I was sitting at number 8 on the world Mario Tennis Aces ranking. World. So I was in the top 20, I think I said last time, in national. Well, I was number 8 in the world. And
then the game died.
No one played. It literally takes 45 minutes to connect to someone to play.
Yo, man,
I was like, what?
Tournaments. Gotta start playing it for money.
I actually should, because I'm fucking brilliant at that game.
Bring it to Vegas. Player. We'll just make a little ring.
Yeah.
Start throwing down $1 a game.
I just wanted to say, rest in peace, Mario Tennis Aces. It was fun. Maybe I'll be a fucking pro.
You should just organize a tournament at like Nerd Street Games or something.
I should, but I'd be the best, and everyone would be mad and think I was cheating.
Be the one other person who shows up, and it's Doobie.
And it takes 45 minutes for him to get there anyway, so I might as well just play online. All right. Nintendo announces Switch bundle with Diablo 3 Eternal Collection. The devil is literally in the details of a new Nintendo Switch bundle featuring Blizzard's legendary game Diablo 3 Eternal Collection, launching exclusively at GameStop on November 2nd. Fans who pick up the devilish bundle will receive a Nintendo Switch in the dock system, the Diablo 3 artwork, a download code for Diablo 3 Eternal Collection, game-themed carrying case, all at a suggested retail price of $359.99.
So about the same price as a system and a game.
Yeah, it does suck that I don't want to pay $60 for Diablo again.
Yeah,
that's true.
But of all games, like I've said this before, if you're gonna play on a computer, Diablo 3 is not the best action RPG anymore. It really isn't. Like I think Path of Exile is way better. There's other contenders.
Agreed.
But on console, Diablo 3 is actually surprisingly a lot of fun. They did a really good job of just making that a fun time sink game.
And when you want to
And
play with
Switch is
someone,
perfect for that.
yeah, I
Like,
have a friend who
literally perfect.
I have a friend. He's not like the best at video games, but he likes games like Diablo. And Diablo 3, it was like we would come home after work and we'd rip through a couple maps on Diablo 3, and he was able to kind of keep up and level up his you know what I mean? It was super fun that way.
No, this is like it's absolutely perfect for that, where it's like, cool, I'm on the bus and I can just hack and slash on a barbarian for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Or I can just make a stupid crusader tank it in bullshit with hammers flying all around and just do that for 10 minutes on the bus. Like, it's the perfect game for that.
Yeah, I'm pumped to get it on the Switch.
Did you see that dock though? I said this before when they announced that Smash Brothers like collector's edition with a dock. This is what Nintendo's going to start doing. They're going to start pumping out these special editions that have like custom Joy-Cons or custom docks, and they're going to make money that way.
Yeah. And I think it looks a little bit cheesy.
Yeah.
Personally.
I mean, I've owned 3 separate Legend of Zelda DS and 3DS and 3DS XLs. So
But
I'm
I'd
a
still buy
sucker
it.
for these things.
Yeah.
Like, I don't buy these kinds of things for the looks usually.
No.
Like, I think the only thing I've ever considered was like one of the blue PlayStations or something like that, if it was just in a cool color.
Yeah.
And like that was really the big difference, was the color scheme. But like, you can never, if you want a console and you don't have any games for it, you've never been able to beat the bundles for value proposition.
Doobie,
Like, that's really why they sell to me.
Doobie, are you upset it doesn't come with a physical game copy? It comes with the download.
I honestly, it's Diablo 3. How big can that file size be?
Not that big. It's not
Exactly.
But you get Ganondorf too, and you get the Necromancer. That's actually a pretty decent value proposition.
Yeah.
Because
You get
base
all that
game
stuff.
base game. I mean, even on PC, that's still $55 for all of that.
And I haven't even played
it's
the expansions on it.
Really? The expansions are way better.
Really? I
could not play the base Diablo 3. Reapers of the Souls made that game playable for me.
No, I haven't played them. I only when I played Diablo 3, I played the first version on PC, and then I got it for console, and then I ripped through with my friend. But
yeah,
I've never
no.
played,
if you haven't tried Reapers of Souls, I suggest it. It made Diablo 3 a lot better.
Nice.
I think it's a lot better, and also Crusader is just a good class. But no, like, I mean, even if you get the Necromancer too, like that's normally $15,
Mhm.
like just for the class, you know what I mean? So like that is pretty cool that like if you buy the bundle, you actually get the full game.
Yeah.
Because right now, even on PC, paying $20 for Diablo, $20 for the X pack, $15 for Necromancer.
Are you gonna get a Switch now?
Probably still not, but like that's definitely compelling.
Now, when Smash Brothers comes out, come on.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's on the list of things I want, but then I'm like, I still have other stuff I want to buy, and I'd rather just keep putting everything into savings, to be honest.
Dude, when you eventually get a Switch, there's going to be so many games for you to play.
That's dude, honestly, that's what I wait for consoles. I always do that with consoles, where I just like wait till everything's cheap to play what I actually want to play, because everything else is
like Zelda for $30. You'll grab Super Mario for $30.
You're missing out on Spidey though. That's a game you should be picking up.
But like, I could still pick it up for $30 once it's $30.
That's true.
Like, that's why I always wait on consoles, because like a lot of the really great console games are single player. So like for me, it's like, oh, okay, then I don't really need this the day it comes out.
You wait for it to hit $30 and also comes with all the DLC like included.
Yeah. But like World of Warcraft, I can't wait on that. Like that's like things like that, or like if a shooter comes out and it's player based, I'd still rather get that on the computer. And like those kinds of games, I can just instantly get and play with other players. But if a lot of the best single player games, I can put those on a back burner.
Or you just play Witcher 3.
Exactly.
There are multiple reports of a PSN message glitch freezing and locking console, basically breaking consoles. I heard about this the other day. So over the weekend, multiple users on Reddit and Reset Era started reporting a strange issue that involved receiving a message over PlayStation Network with a random account or from a random account, the mere notification of which would freeze and soft lock their console until they performed a factory reset. And that is not good at all. That should
it's
not
the same thing
be
that happened to what was it, iPhones a while back.
Yeah, I don't think it would brick your phone though. This would fuck your whole system up, right?
I don't remember what it did to iPhones because I don't have an iPhone, but I remember that it was like a thing that was like targeting.
I think it just crashed it, but I think this was a little bit
straight
serious.
Up, like, legit bricking your console. You have to factory reset it.
Yeah, and the thing is like they were basically just like, don't do anything yet until we fix this, because
I already had my settings set to friends only for messages, so I was fine.
Yeah.
Because I was getting spam like a while back.
I don't have that setting on. I should probably go do that.
Either friends only or just straight up turn it off. If my friends want to message me, I got Discord. They can hit me up.
Yeah. Yeah, the PlayStation messaging is terrible anyway. Hopefully did they fix it yet?
They are currently working on a patch, they said.
Yeah, they need to get
so,
that
like,
out.
I guess I think the idea behind it was like how like text strings like go off of like bits. And this was like sending something in Unicode or something like that like just would confuse the crap out of your system.
Yeah, it probably just overloads it or something and sets it in like a reset loop.
And it was all because of, I think they were playing Rainbow Six Siege, the original people that got this message, and they noticed that the players who like had sent it were like already maxed rank, so they're obviously using hacked PSNs.
Interesting.
Angry gamers.
Those little script kiddies, dude. Locking your PS4s down.
Nerds.
Yeah, so I guess that's what it looks like. It says Vegas and then a little question mark, which I'm assuming is what the Unicode is, and then the heart symbol, which is just a little just like haha, gotcha. And
your best bet is just turn that setting. You can get to it from your settings account management. Sign in and then just tell it to friends only or off for messages.
Yeah. All right. Okay, it says they're aware of the situation, plans to resolve the message glitch with a system update. Okay, moving on. Spider-Man's new game plus arriving alongside a new difficulty mode. Update. PlayStation Black has removed all mention of the new game plus and ultimate difficulty. It's unclear why these references were removed, so there's a chance these features may not arrive next week as originally mentioned. We'll update with additional word from Sony. So it looks like it was leaked and then they kind of pulled it back as they don't know if it's going to be ready or not, or maybe they didn't want it out there. They said they look forward to it October 17th, which is today.
Yeah, the DLC drops next week, so maybe it comes with the DLC.
Yeah.
How old is this game?
I would assume.
The Spider-Man came out last month.
Yeah, it's about a month old. And we're getting DLC, baby. Woo woo.
DLC every month.
I haven't even beaten it yet. I still haven't even beaten it.
Oh my god, beat it. It's so good.
I know. I gotta go back and beat it.
Why?
Yeah, DLC's gonna have Black Cat. I'm so excited.
Why?
I really like Black Cat.
Because why not?
And they also unveiled 3 new suits.
Put it in the fucking game. That's why.
There's the Scarlet Spider 2 suit. There's a different suit. I can't remember what it was. And then there's the Spider-Man UK suit. That's like the Captain Jack.
This game's so fun. If they release the DLC every week, I'd pay for it and play it. It's so fucking fun, dude.
I know we've talked about our problems with DLC, but like,
I know this is the downside of it.
I'm excited to see what the DLC adds as far as missions.
Nothing. It's not gonna add really much. It's just gonna be more Spidey.
It's all a lot of it's story based.
Yeah, DLC. Yeah. I mean, it's gonna add a little story, but like in terms of like a new sort of like experience, it's really just gonna be more of the same.
But I think that's the thing is why like Jerry's like why add the DLC? Just put it in the base game. Is that the story in the game? I don't know where you fit this stuff into it. Unless you make it literally just side missions. But it seems like this 3-pack of DLC is like a new story.
No, this is what I think. I think they could have 100% put it in the game, But because of the licensing, because of the voice acting, because of the grand nature of this game, it costs so much. This is how they kind of make that little extra buck to get the next one into production, so they can say to the publishers, hey, we made this much money off this and the DLC. Let's go. We want Spidey 2 coming out. Bada bing, bada boom. You know?
That's and they're totally making Spidey 2.
They could 100. This DLC's already done. You know what I mean? They're just releasing it on a schedule so they can squeeze that little bit extra, which I don't like. It is good. Like it's, you know what I mean? Like you could tell there was a lot of money put into this. Much like when Red Dead comes out, you can tell that there was so much money put into it. If they need a little DLC, it's whatever. You know, they're crunching these dudes 100 hours a week. Might as well kick them back a couple $30 whenever. Do we have that story on here, by the way? We do.
That's the next one.
Yeah. So, speaking of which,
this is the big one.
Rockstar worked 100-hour weeks making Red Dead Redemption 2. This was very, very controversial on the Twitter sphere. And I personally don't see the issue, because I think it was blown way out of proportion. So, let me read a little bit of it.
Yeah, we'll read it because I have some opinions on it, and it's nothing new. It's a reoccurring problem that's been happening. It's just this is the one that because it's such a high profile game.
Right. So we already know Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to be a massive, expansive game. It is attempting to completely change open worlds and do things never before seen in a video game. The level of innovation is undoubtedly going to include a lot of work from the development team. Now, however, we have an idea of just how much work has gone into this game so far. An interview with Vulture, Dan Houser, co-founder and vice president of creativity at Rockstar Games, said, "We were working 100-hour weeks. Specifically, that sort of schedule happened in 2018. Red Dead Redemption, though only revealed in 2016, has been in development since 2011. Houser said that Red Dead Redemption 2 has been the hardest project Rockstar has worked on, which sounds awesome. Sam Houser, Rockstar Games co-founder and president, said in an email, "We poured everything we have into RDR2. We have really pushed ourselves as hard as we can. It's not as explicit as Dan's comment, but it does show how much work has gone into the game. With the story that's over 60 hours, Rockstar is definitely putting its all into this game, for better or for worse. Not much other context is given, so it's hard to decipher what exactly 100-hour weeks entails. The extra crunch may be optional for employees, and Rockstar hopefully is compensating its workers for their time. Unfortunately, long hours, to put it mildly, are a problem that is all too common in the video game industry," which I agree with. It is a big problem. We hear that crunch time is it's just a meme nowadays with video games. But there was an update. That I need to find that he kind of commented and tried to clear some stuff up that I think we have to read. Let me just find it. I don't know if it was... Here it is. It's from Variety. The 100-hour work week that Rockstar Games co-founder Dan Houser mentioned in a recent interview, which has sparked uproar among the broader game development industry, was in reference to the schedule of 4 people, including Houser, the co-founder, said in a statement to Variety. He said the company would never expect anyone else to work that way. Quote, "We were working 100-hour weeks," Rockstar's Dan Houser said, referring to multiple occurrences this year. 300,000 animations, 500 lines of dialogue, and many more lines of code. And they were saying that was he was referencing that specific sort of environment when they were working on getting that dialogue out, getting those sort of animations in there. That's when they started to put that crunch in there. Let me see if I can find the exact quote of what he said here. The point I was trying to make in the article is related to how the narrative and dialogue in the game was crafted, which was mostly what we talked about, not the different processes of the wider team," Houser wrote in an email statement sent in response to Variety's request for comment. Quote, "However, working on the game for 7 years, the senior writing team, which consists of 4 people, Mike Unsworth, Rupert Humphreys, Laszlo, and myself, had, as we always do, 3 weeks of intense work when we wrapped up everything. 3 weeks, not years. We have all worked together for at least 12 years now, and we feel we need to get everything finished. After so many years of getting things done, getting things organized and ready on this project, we needed this to check and finalize everything." So basically, the 4 senior officials were really the guys who were crunching these 100-hour work weeks just to hopefully finalize it all, make sure it's all ready to go, and all the lines of dialogue are correct, I guess. All of the animations are correct, and the cinematics, I'm assuming all that stuff was correct. So it wasn't like they have like a Rockstar sweatshop with developers out there, grinding their fingers to the bone trying to get this game out, which is what the Twitter uproar was about. But then it kind of sparked a little bit more of a dialogue about crunching developers, a lot of the work environments from developers. I mean, we saw with the whole Telltale fiasco, that was kind of one of the reasons a lot of that uproar came about, was because of the work environment there. So it is an issue in gaming, but I think it was misguided here with what Rockstar was saying. Now, is it crazy that these 4 guys were working 100-hour work weeks? Are they maybe trying to say it was just them, but maybe it was a couple more other developers back there? Who knows? But I think it still is a little bit overblown.
A little bit, yeah. But at the same time, it's just, I don't know, it's fucking stupid to me. Like, if you're bragging about working a 100-hour week, like, you're fucking up. Like, I don't want to see your effort at the end of that 100-hour week, to be honest, because it's going to be shit. And you could just push it back. Like, that's my opinion on a lot of it. It's like, I don't want, like, as someone who's done, like, really heavy workloads like that before, by the end of it, your work is fucking garbage.
Yeah, but like, I don't think
garbage work.
Garbage, though.
I know, but like, cool, you worked 100 hours, you made it. The last 10 of it were fucking garbage, so you're gonna have to go spend another 10 or 20 to go fix that garbage you made and redo it.
Because you're burnt out. You're just burnt out.
So, like, congratulations, the only thing you did was make extra work for yourself.
I will say it's overblown, which is the reaction aimed towards Rockstar. I don't think it's overblown, the reaction towards crunch in general. Because it's been broken down. You work 100-hour work week. That's including weekends. 14 hours a day? That's a long time to work 7 days in a row.
It's like 16 hours a day or something.
Yeah, you're working essentially
like one
nonstop doubles. You're not getting your full 8 hours of sleep, definitely. You're not sleeping well. You're probably not eating well.
And your work's going to suffer.
Pressure? Like, how much stress?
Yeah.
Like, all that compounds itself. And even if you do it for just 3 weeks, that's going to fuck you up for a while. That's not healthy.
No.
Like, would you rather have the game come out in October, but put in this crazy crunch time that really hurts your employees?
Yes.
Or push it back an extra month, but save your team members? And
I would push it back an extra month because it would make a much better finished product.
I mean, it depends, really. Like, if he's saying like it's just finalizing stuff and making sure like things are correct, like it's not actual development, it's not actual character development. Like, if it's just like the little shit that you got to finish, I mean, it's like, not uncommon. You know what I mean? If it was
just that, I agree it's overblown. But like, in general, I'm going to keep that philosophy. Like, if you're doing 100 hours, like, yeah, the less anything over 80, it's going to be dog shit. Like it's
still crazy
as a generalization.
100 hours is still insane, but
yeah,
it's also really not that uncommon. And this is going to be, this is an insanely hyped game, right? And they just, it's Rockstar, so they kind of have that. I mean, what was the last game that they pushed back? Was it GTA 5?
Yeah.
So it's
they push back all their games.
They probably we have to get
pushed back this
out.
one. It's like, honestly, to me, it's fine if they push it back. Like, they already pushed it back. They've pushed back all of their games.
I mean,
I would much rather have a quality product than a fucking broken product now, than have to deal with everyone's shit that, it's a fucking broken product, and then have all of those developers or other people having to go through 100-hour weeks to then just get death threats because it's a broken fucking piece of shit.
And if the game is really that good, it's not going to matter much where you release it.
When it comes down to games, like, and this is a thing that's been going around in the World of Warcraft space and Blizzard space, because Blizzard used to always be that company who will put out a product when it's finished, and now they don't even do that anymore, and it's really suffered because of that. So I'm really from that old school, I think like Warcraft 3. Like I think that is how games should be made of like no, they will ship the game when it is finished and it's a good game. And then you have a Warcraft 3 that I still talk about 20 years after the fact instead of well, we got another COD this year. Who's going to remember that next year?
Yeah, but
no one.
No one. But we are talking about Red. We're not talking about COD. You know, this is a different level, I think, of a game,
and then I'm even more okay with pushing it back.
Yeah, and I mean, I personally wouldn't really mind it if they pushed it back. But I guess because they're known for kind of pushing their games back, this was already delayed. They kind of were just like, let's just try to crunch this shit in here. We just need to finalize it. Let's get this done. Let's get this shit out. People want to play it. There's so much hype around this game, and I really don't see that much of an issue with it. And then the whole tide got turned with people talking about developers crunching, which is a different subject.
Yeah. Like if it was just these 4 people, like it's overblown for this specific case.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us are arguing that, but like I'm just explaining my philosophy, which is in general, I want the good work. And that takes fucking time, not crunching just shit out to get shit out.
Yeah, the whole idea of the crunch is really the bigger issue and is the issue that deserves to be at the forefront of this topic. And if that means that the overreaction had to happen from Rockstar to just get a dialogue going about it in the game industry, then so be it, because crunch, it takes its toll. Like, we've seen the Telltale games. That was well documented.
Yeah.
We've seen it at other studios. You can go on Glassdoor and look at some of these studios and like some of the things former employees have said.
I mean, just imagine working on Cyberpunk. Like, these guys are probably going to be going insane by the end of this game. You know, this is a hard field.
And then no matter what you do, you're still just going to get death threats at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's a tough field, man. Yeah. So, and if you're a developer in gaming, you know, there's no union, you know, there's no like protection of your employment. So as soon as you're done with this game, you don't know if you're keeping that job. You don't know if there's a sequel coming. You could just be done.
Yeah.
And then what? You know, you're crunched for no reason. You're not getting paid.
You look at the indie games, like how many indie game the movie, and you just hear the stories about these guys who are like 2 to 4 or 5 max man teams working on a game.
Yeah.
And they're crunching all the time because they're the only ones working on it.
Yeah, like that documentary where they were talking about Fez, and that dude literally went insane making Fez. You know?
It was Fez, Braid, and Super Meat Boy.
That's where I think a lot more of the crunch plays its toll. It's these indie titles. These AAA titles have so much fucking money that they really don't need to...
I don't know about that. I do think it's everywhere. Because the thing, too, with like the AAA titles, the problem with those where I can also totally see a lot of crunch happening is now you're fully incorporated. Now you're a full AAA corporation. Your owner doesn't give a fuck.
You're held to a standard. You're held to a date you have to meet.
No, you're
now.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I can understand back then when Braid, Super Meat Boy, and like Fez came out. You know, the Steam was not the juggernaut it is now, but it became kind of the juggernaut because of those games, because of the high quality games that came out. But they were also on their own. Like now,
they were crunch. Those were crunch developers.
So much stuff coming out. You can kind of guide the release date yourself because you can pick and choose certain things, especially when you're like your own boss because you're a developer. Game.
But I mean, like when I mean that, that's why I'm giving Rockstar some credit here too. Is like they have pushed back their games because like I want to see the art piece. I don't want to see EA. Like,
and we haven't heard of like a story about
EA not crunching. Do you think EA will ever let any of their employees not hit deadline?
I mean, I don't know. I really don't know.
When Anthem's crunch time comes up,
like all of those games, like from like EA, like those bigger studios, they don't get delayed ever.
Mass Effect
shows. It fucking shows in the way their quality's gone over the years.
Mass Effect Andromeda could have probably used some crunch time.
They did. Wasn't that game like delayed like 6 times?
Yeah, they also hired the wrong people.
Yeah, so I mean, most of like the horror crunch stories I've heard from are like those indie titles. Like the Fez one sticks out in my mind just because of the documentary. It was a documentary about crunch, basically. And these indie guys, they don't have money to hire a gigantic team like an EA or a Rockstar or Cyberpunk, or a CD Projekt Red. So, and I think it's a lot harder to quit a job too in an indie environment when you're like, you kind of see the owner all the time, and he's kind of just a young
and you're like,
kid.
hey, dude, he's it.
And he's just like, hey, man, I need you to kind of do this, this, and this. Where you're at EA, you don't even know the guy is on a keynote somewhere. You know what I mean? It's just like, I'm out of here if it ever gets too bad. So I'm sure it's everywhere. I don't doubt that.
At the same time, when it comes down to
but I also don't like to see like Rockstar or like some of these developers that have the money to hire big teams. They talk about their own sacrifices. I don't like to see it being overblown as like these are bad developers.
Right? Yeah.
Like I said, with the indie game developers, like when Super Meat Boy came out, those two was it Edward McMullen and I can't remember the other guy's name. But like they were the only two working on that project really, and then they had like the music done by Danny Barankowski. But like when they made that game and they put the crunch time into it and they took the risks, and when it paid off, they got paid.
Yeah,
because they were the only two like from like really getting the money on that one.
Oh yeah, no, they got paid.
AAA games,
but that's such a gamble too, man.
It very much is, but that crunch almost pays off when it does work.
Yeah.
For some of these other games, though, this crunch, how much are they getting paid for that crunch versus how much the company itself is making? Like that CEO is making a ton of money.
Overtime. That's probably it.
It's hard.
I doubt there's any bonuses, anything like that.
I doubt there's even overtime sometimes, man. I doubt it.
I wouldn't know. I'm not going to be surprised by that. You work yourself to the bone because they're probably salaried.
Especially like an animation team where you
especially salaried, yeah.
Or you're hiring like an animation team, like a third-party animation team that's just on a schedule. They're just a contractor. Yep. If they don't get their shit done on the time that they need it, then they don't get paid. So they have to crunch. And that kills
morale when you realize you're working 100+ hours, but you're not really getting any financial benefit from that.
This is not even just this industry. It's a lot of industries. It's just the American work ethic in general. It's insane. The fact that
especially contract, yeah, that's a huge point too. Everyone who's on a contract, like fuck you, dude.
No one has maternity leave.
This money.
No one has maternity leave. Barely any companies give health insurance. It's just really hard to work in America these days because it's so competitive.
And then they expect you to work 100 hours.
Yeah, well, and if you don't, some young little whippersnapper that just graduated will pick up that slack.
And if he won't, dude, China will.
Exactly. Exactly.
And that's why we have little fake coding chips on all of our phones and everything.
Right.
It is a much bigger problem than like I said, this case is overblown. Yeah. But the problem itself is definitely a big issue.
And that's the problem with overblowing. Like, this is the problem with a lot of the outrage culture in today. It's like it covers up some of the real shit going on.
No, it totally does.
People will be mad about this, and then the game will come out, it'll be good, and they'll forget about it until the next crunch time happens where they'll get mad about it, won't do anything about it, won't stick to their convictions.
No, you just send death threats to the other guy now.
Or you're another company who's making games, and you're like, well, Rockstar crunched 100 hours a week. They're developers to finish their game. Our shitty game, we're going to need to do the same thing, except they're not Rockstar. You know what I mean? And it was an overblown situation. They didn't get the full scope of it. And then it just compounds the problem more and more. Until you have suicide nets like in China. People are jumping out the fucking window. They can't take it anymore. So, I don't know. I'm super excited about Red Dead, though. And I'm sure everyone is.
I'm calling people out. If you're mad about the fact that crunch time happens, don't just forget about it once the game comes out.
Yeah, there was a lot of people on Twitter. I am not supporting this game. I am not buying
they're still going to buy it. I've seen so many comments of like,
I hate
I'm going to buy it and I'm going to hate it knowing that I know this and it's going to start playing. And it's
I hate that more than anything.
Yeah, man. But you paid, so they got the money from you already. So
no, and you're already playing it and you paid for it and you're like, congrats, you feel bad. Great.
That's like saying, "Oh, goddamn, Colin Kaepernick and Nike, I'm gonna buy Nikes to burn them." Well, you just paid
Yeah.
for products. They don't give a shit what you do with it once you buy it. You fucking moron.
Yeah.
Fucking LeBron left to fucking Miami. I'm gonna burn his shirt.
You're the jersey you paid already for.
Yeah, I hate that more than anything, man. I hate that more. I hate that more than actually crunching developers. It's just the stupid fake outrage. It hurts the real issues at hand, and it really minimizes shit. You know, if there really was a systematic oppression of developers at Rockstar, to do a legit story on it and let's figure it out. But you just took this guy's
journalism.
Yeah.
We don't do that shit.
Right. You took this guy's
I'll say, the microtransaction bullshit of Battlefront 2. I said I wouldn't buy the game because of it, and I stuck to my guns. And I didn't buy the goddamn game.
And instead, I bought 2 of them. So there you go.
God damn it.
It works out.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Any other news stories? I think that's pretty much it in terms of
that's really it for this week.
When does Red Dead come out? Next week?
Never.
Right?
Is it next week?
Nah, in a couple of years for me.
You're not going to get that on launch? That's not a game you're getting on launch?
It's
yeah, I'm gonna get the great PlayStation Red Dead launch.
I thought you had PS2 already.
Yeah, PS2.
I mean PS4. Which one are we on? PS5?
No, I don't even got a PS4.
All right, I thought you had a PlayStation. I was wondering why you haven't played Spider-Man yet. You don't have a fucking PlayStation.
And I mean, like, I'd buy Red Dead over Spider-Man.
I mean, if you had a PlayStation, I'd make you buy both of them. But
yeah,
if you were to choose one, you'd probably
just gotta get a GoFundMe account going. Raise money for Jerry's PlayStation.
Sure, dude.
October 26th, by the way. October 26th. So it'll come out next. What is that? Saturday? Next Friday.
Right now, everything's going straight into savings and stocks.
There you go. There you go. There should be a new PS5 by the time you think about picking up PS4, so you'll be ready to go. All right. Yeah, I think that's it for news. I don't think there's anything else unless we're missing something. I feel like there was another thing, but
there was. I mean, the only thing I think of was there's an AMA currently going as we're recording this from the Telltale Games thing, where the new studio.
Oh, really?
Picked up The Walking Dead. Yeah, apparently it's not. The only thing I saw in it when I was reading some of the answers was it's not in development yet. They're looking to get back the original composer for the music. And they're looking at they still have to write it as well. So it's a whiles away from this game even being done.
Why are they even still doing it?
Just to finish off the franchise.
Jesus, man. Why is he even doing an AMA?
It's not like, Valve didn't even bother.
Are people that worried about this game? Like he needs to do an AMA?
For what it's worth, Telltale Games and the Walking Dead fan base, especially for The Walking Dead,
don't know when to quit.
Yeah,
they're a dedicated fan base.
They don't know when to quit. Yeah.
So is Time Sunk Fallacy, but
I mean, as a Walking Dead fan, I've quit. There's new episodes I haven't even watched. I'm not even interested.
I quit.
I'm definitely not getting this stupid fucking game.
When my boy Herschel went away, I was like, nope, I'm done.
It's over, dude. They're gonna kill Rick Grimes off the show. What sense does that make? That's like taking Roseanne off the show and keeping the show named Roseanne.
No, that's the Connors.
Oh, whatever. Same story.
That aired last night. Roseanne died of an overdose.
Did she really?
That's the way they wrote her off the show.
Oh my god, that's so bad.
She died of an overdose of opioids.
What a terrible
opioids, not Ambien. Okay.
No, not even. They should have done Ambien. That would have been hilarious.
That is terrible. Did they do it in a funny way?
I don't
know. I'd have to watch Roseanne then.
That would be very concerning if they did it in a
modern age of sitcoms is trash. So I don't know.
I agree.
When Big Bang Theory is on TV for 12 seasons, it's over.
And the #1 show in the fucking world for 12 years? Do you know that?
I'll tell you, references are not jokes, and a laugh track is the death. It's what kills any sitcom for me.
Can you believe that the Big Bang Theory was the #1 show? I think it still is. For
Yeah, because
the longest
laughing at
time.
nerds is funny for common America.
I didn't realize that many nerds were watching TV.
It's not. It's people who go, "Oh, that's funny," because they're nerdy.
It's not funny though.
I know it's not funny.
No.
It's trash TV for a trash consuming audience.
I guess that explains a lot, I guess, if you think about it.
If your sitcom has a laugh track, your show sucks.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of any other show with a laugh track that doesn't suck, though. I mean, The Fresh Prince was pretty good. I got you there, didn't I?
I mean, I'm talking about current sitcoms.
Oh, current?
Because laugh tracks were at least acceptable in the early 90s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because everyone had a laugh track. There were no sitcoms without a laugh track. It was just the status quo. But we live in an age where laugh tracks just dictate where jokes are. And if you're not smart enough to get where a joke is, you're probably not smart.
Yeah, the laugh track, the whole laugh track, it's like that was a 90s thing. It should be dead by now, but I guess it's not. I guess it's just like, I'm surprised that modern sitcom is even still around. Like the whole like The Office and Modern Family, I thought that was going to be like the new modern sitcom, but they
Parks
still,
and Rec?
yeah, they still have
Scrubs.
They still have fucking Big Bang Theory, and that was the #1 show. So it explains a lot. It makes sense.
The old sitcom format will always live, and I don't get it because the new sitcoms are so much when they don't have a laugh track and they have smart and good writing.
Yeah.
Like Scrubs had great writing, Parks and Rec had great writing.
Yeah.
And they don't need a laugh track to survive because
Always Sunny.
jokes are good.
I consider that a sitcom. I think that's the greatest sitcom ever made. No laugh track. Just good writing. All right, we're rambling. Let's get out of here. Thank you all for listening to this episode. We'll catch you. When should I release this in the next episode? Should I release them tonight, or should I release one tonight and then one tomorrow?
You should release one tonight because today is a very special day. It will be a day that will be forever memed into history. Also, the Canucks are 4-2-0. Happy 10-17, Canada.
Oh. Yeah.
Congratulations, Canada. Congrats. Dude, hopefully America follows suit sometime.
One of your hockey teams is 420.
I think not only that, I think Canada is starting to become like the new United States. I mean, they're just super progressive, man. And they just legalized. They're the second country in the world to legalize the use of marijuana. That is insane. And they were just like, let's fucking do it, dude.
Even if you don't smoke or do smoke, whatever floats your boat, like, I'm excited to see what the money looks like. That's what really matters.
Yeah, that, and hey, dude, I'm all in on the memes. It's been great today.
Oh, the memes have been really good. I've enjoyed the meme. But, like, for me, cannabis legalization doesn't really even come down to use of cannabis. It comes down to what that tax money looks like.
Yeah, for sure. Dude, and what sucks is the U.S. is going to fall behind, and you're going to have gigantic Canadian marijuana conglomerates taking over, and we missed that.
I don't mean to rant on the show, but especially once Mitch McConnell comes out and says our deficit is because of Medicaid and Social Security, and they don't realize that company tax spending is down, even though they gave all those billionaires tax breaks. That's because that's not where the deficit's obviously coming from,
right?
Because Reaganomics didn't work when Reagan did it, so why would Trumponomics work when Trump does it?
No, it's political theater, so they get more tax
money, and cannabis legalization is a lot of fucking money.
There's a lot of things that should be deregulated.
Oh, we'll still be fine though, because whenever it happens here, there will still be tariffs in place.
I don't even.
So you won't even be able to get the Canada stuff.
If Canada's doing it now, and if America doesn't do it in the next 4 years,
we should be supporting our local farmers because we need more product. We get more stuff to export. And
we don't export shit, dude.
No, we don't. And there are plenty of farmers who have no crops to grow or are growing crops that are not profitable when they could be growing cannabis.
Yeah.
Though it will be interesting to see how far that spreads. Because it could be interesting following the money if other countries do start doing that and Canada does become Afghanistan of North America. Like, how much are they really going to rake in? That will be interesting to follow.
I mean, as soon as you get these big farms starting to crop up and they can grow all sorts of strains at any rate, and their numbers are so low. It's hard for any American farmer to compete.
But there's a world market for it too. Once there is a fully fleshed out world market for that, yeah, that'll be really interesting to watch.
Yeah. Who knows when that day will come?
Yeah, that would. I mean, even just being a bystander, that's gonna be interesting.
All right, let's get out of here. We'll catch y'all later. Peace. Make sure you hit up our website, NoLife.digital, and our Instagram and Twitter @NoLifeDigital. Peace, peace, peace.